If you are watching this video, you may be feeling something you cannot quite name. That silent unrest, the sense that something deep within you is struggling to emerge. If this sounds familiar, know that it is no coincidence. You are facing something real. And this video did not reach you by accident. In the next few minutes, we will explore 3 essential points. First, what this inner unrest truly means and why your consciousness is bringing it to your attention now. Second, what is happening inside you at this very moment. And third, at the end of this video, you will hear a reflection by Fyodor Dostoyevsky, one of the greatest writers of Russian literature, known for exploring the depths of the human soul, guilt, redemption, and conflicts of conscience, which will give meaning to all of this and validate the reality you feel within yourself. This is not a video with shallow advice. It is not a list of steps or empty promises. This video is for those who feel the weight of their own conscience, for those who perceive that there is a shadow within themselves that must be understood, not ignored. Prepare to look deeper, to perceive the truth of your own heart, because what you feel is not fantasy. It is the call of your soul to confront what you often avoid. Now, pay attention. This is for you who feel, even if you don't fully understand how, that there is something to be faced within yourself. If you have been seeking to grow and transform, you already know that shortcuts and quick fixes do not work. Words of encouragement, magical formulas, they only help momentarily. What matters is confronting your own shadow, layer by layer, understanding your own conflicts, your guilt, your pain. What blocks your true transformation is not the world outside. It is the way you still relate to yourself. The voices of the past, hidden fears, decisions you regret or suppress. All of this is part of the shadow that must be confronted. And this video is for you who feel this, for you who recognize that there is something to be understood and integrated within yourself, but you do not yet know exactly how. Stay with me, because now everything is about to start falling into place. The awakening of consciousness is not immediate. It is not a moment of illumination where everything suddenly makes sense. It happens when you allow yourself to observe your own thoughts, your choices, your behavioral patterns. When you accept that there are no shortcuts, only deep self-observation. Every feeling you notice, every decision you face with honesty, every impulse you observe without judgment, all of this is part of the path, and you are already on it, perhaps for longer than you realize. We are approaching the most important part of this video. The validation you have been seeking is here, something that goes beyond the superficial, an inner light that exists even when darkness seems to dominate, a connection with your own essence that has never disappeared. It is only waited for the right moment to emerge. This is the moment to feel that your internal struggle is understood, that your battle with guilt, doubt, and your own shadow is real and valid. You have space to confront this and emerge more whole, more conscious, and more alive. And now the authoritative reflection that connects all of this. Fyodor Dostoyevsky, in his work Crime and Punishment, explored deeply the relationship of man with his own shadow. He reminds us, the man who fears his own shadow will never know the light that dwells within him. This phrase goes far beyond a simple reflection. Dostoyevsky shows through his characters how refusing to face one's own guilt, torment, and hidden desires prevents any true transformation. Raskolnikov, for example, carries the weight of his crimes, his moral dilemmas, and the guilt he tries to ignore. This internal confrontation reveals the complexity of Raskolnikov's mind. He struggles between the guilt that eats away at his conscience and the need to justify his actions. Each thought, loaded with fear and doubt, exposes the hidden layers of his psyche, showing that the path to self-understanding is arduous and painful, but inevitable. He faces the terror of acknowledging his darkest impulses, those that reason and morality try to silence. Only in this deep immersion does he begin to perceive the truth about his own humanity. By confronting his shadow, Raskolnikov begins to integrate the fragmented parts of his soul, learning that growth cannot occur without accepting the darkness within. This process of facing himself reveals that transformation is not only moral, but deeply psychological, requiring courage to face every obscure aspect without fleeing or denying. For us, his journey is a mirror. It reminds us of the importance of confronting our own shadows, and that only by embracing the totality of our psyche can we find true understanding and balance. The conflict you feel, the shadow you carry, is not a flaw. It is the key to self-knowledge and true freedom. Recognizing and confronting your own darkness is the first step towards emerging more whole, more conscious, and more alive. You have already begun this path. Every insight, every reflection, every perception that arises in your consciousness is a step towards this transformation. The call that echoes within you cannot be ignored. You do not need to have all the answers now. You do not need to understand everything at once. Confront your shadow. Observe your thoughts. Accept your feelings. Allow yourself to walk at the pace your own consciousness determines. Continue observing. Continue reflecting. Continue accepting every fragment of your shadow. Because it is there. It always has been. And now you finally see it. This is your psychological awakening, real, deep, dark, and necessary.